Hi everyone, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all having a wonderful day and that you're all doing well. As always, leaving a comment, leaving a like, or subscribing, all these things do help out the channel. I do appreciate everyone who helps out the algorithm. I do see the comments that also just say algo. I do appreciate those as well. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. At the moment, the market is looking pretty okay. Nothing too overly dramatic. It says weekend recovery. Bitcoin touched $40,000. Ethereum spikes by 6%. The last 24 hours or so in world markets, but also the cryptocurrency market, have been quite interesting. We saw on Friday and part of Saturday, cryptocurrency prices were all over the place. They also dipped quite heavily. The news being roughly around 24 hours ago, Bitcoin actually spiked back up and then slowly fell back down. But even when you look at the prices right now, there's also like a little dip forming, looking like prices might move a lot higher or move up in general. This one says technical analysis, why Bitcoin must close above 40,000 for a trend reversal. I am going to assume that is based off of the news that we were receiving for the last couple of months that Bitcoin has to stay above 36,000, 38,000, hit 40,000, and therefore from there the numbers to look forward to were 42,000 and then 45,000, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 48,000 was the mega trend reversal line that we also heard of 2 weeks ago when it looked like we were going to hit that number. However, certain events took place and the market said no. The really interesting part is that nearly all of the price news today was incredibly optimistic. And I say that with a question mark simply because of, if you've been watching the news, reading the news, you know what's currently going on. However, the cryptocurrency news is in the opposite direction and for some reason believes that we are we are on the cusp of beginning to move up to brand new all-time wonderful prices. This says Ethereum price analysis. Ethereum facing critical resistance, breakout, and $3,000 imminent. And I don't think it's actual... Once again, this is my opinion. I don't think it's actual resistance that we're facing. I simply believe it's just events constantly taking place. We are, and I know, and other people have been asking me this as well on Twitter. Someone else was asking, shouldn't prices normally be going up during situations like this, as we have seen before in the past? Or even other bank crises, cryptocurrency prices have moved up. I think this one is not even slightly, but dramatically different. But normally, during times of uncertainty in the world, the most speculative assets tend to be sold off first, so that people have some type of a cushion should X, Y, and Z take place, if you understand what I'm talking about. But across the board, the news for altcoins were completely thumbs up. Everyone is expecting something very, very soon. It says XRP prices expecting bullish momentum around the corner. This one says Polygon, Matic, and two Ethereum rivals primed for heavy bounces. This is according to analyst Michael van de Poppe. And he's expecting Polygon, Polkadot, and Phantom to see incredible bounces in price in the very near future. This one says Cardano price in classic bull pennant breakout as ADA sharks go on buying spree. We've also had this news kind of mimicking what we've heard for multiple weeks now. Allegedly, behind the scenes, even as prices continue to fall or trend sideways, we've had news that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and XRP are being accumulated by whales behind the scenes, whether that is over the counter or simply through some other sell wall situation on a cryptocurrency exchange where, once again, you're also probably seeing this for those of you who talk to me and see what I'm doing on Twitter and the other things I'm investing in, you may have noticed there's like a bit of a sell wall in a lot of places. Prices are continuing to drop while quantity of items continues to fall at the exact same time. This is done by bulls to make it seem like there is no interest in the market. Prices continue to fall while in the background, they're buying huge, massive amounts of said asset. This one says, Pantera Capital explains why Bitcoin could rally soon. Like I said, everything is constantly in this really weird, like, hey, Bitcoin's getting ready. Bitcoin's about to rally. Cryptocurrencies are about to move up. They said tax day and the consequences of the Fed's policies could boost Bitcoin's price in the near future. Despite the recent turbulence, understatement in the cryptocurrency market, Pantera Capital envisioned a surge in Bitcoin's price in the following weeks. According to the investment firm, tax day could be one of the propellers. Moreover, the cryptocurrency industry might soon separate from traditional financial markets and start trading independently, which is what we've seen for a number of years. But for some reason, in the last year and a half, ever since 19 began, we've had not a near direct correlation, but very, very close to each other. And not even many other news stories of great news within the cryptocurrency space could actually detach us. This is why many times whenever we saw that the stock market was in red months ago, and we had amazing news for an entire week in the crypto space, we for some reason didn't move. And I can't really figure out exactly who behind the scenes would be trading cryptocurrencies to make sure that we are even on par with stocks and bonds. I don't really understand the idea behind that, but alas, here we are. So that also ties into the Bitcoin looks like it's about to do something amazing news. Their idea being that as we, for some reason, they say it historically, where is it? Somewhere around here. As we near tax day, apparently people ramp up their buying of Bitcoin. Prices historically, they say 2013, 2017, 2020, and 2021 are usually previous big run-ups in price 35 days prior to tax day. And then we see around like a bit of a lulling of prices after that as people have maybe cashed out some of their assets to be able to actually pay their taxes. Here's the actual letter thing from them where they're talking about it. It's called the next mega trade. And then on top of that, I checked around to see what was happening in the stock market. Dow futures continuously fall, and I honestly see no reason why any stocks right now in any stock markets would actually be even thinking of moving up. We saw that a couple of days ago as well, where I remember reading that people who are trading stocks are quite optimistic of a heavy bounce back. And I don't know why so many people in different markets don't pay attention to real world events. I'm not really sure what's actually going on. And not even this current one. I mean, more so even what was happening and is still currently happening, but took place at the beginning of 2020. Why were stocks rallying? You know, that's kind of it. Anyway, yes, that's all the price news at the moment. We are currently higher than we were before in the cryptocurrency market than just a couple of days ago. Prices are currently in a light red. However, it's not as dramatic as I actually expected when I woke up this morning. I was expecting something very different, so it's kind of nice to see, you know, not terrible prices. Yeah, that's all the price news, at least right now. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news, on-chain statistics through February have suggested positive sentiment for Bitcoin as addresses with a non-zero balance of Bitcoin have reached a new all-time high. Additionally, these wallets with a positive Bitcoin balance are increasingly holding their coins for a long time. The amount of Bitcoin circulating supply last moved between 3 and 5 years reached a 4-year high of just over 2.8 million coins, according to data from Glassnode. We're seeing a lot of Bitcoin that's not moving, and the amount of Bitcoin that's being accumulated also rapidly surging as well. And I will definitely, of course, I would assume that this has to do with things that have been going on for the last couple of months, if I can put it that way. If you've been paying attention to the news and things that have been taking place, it appears that especially the other place that we've been talking about in the news for the last 3 or 4 days, you know, there's two of them. Actually both of them. The rumors are that they're accumulating huge amounts of cryptocurrencies in an effort to get around stuff stopping them, and also in an effort to accumulate more money to help them. Sorry that I have to constantly talk in code. And I know a lot of you are sitting there maybe with, you know, what in the world is he talking about? It's because of the algorithm. I don't know if you know how this works. It started taking place more so exactly at the beginning of 2 years ago. If you say certain things on the channel, the algorithm picks it up. If it deems it unworthy or too provocative, strike. Not even joking. So you may have noticed other people not really being able to talk about certain things. That's because of the algorithm. It literally hears everything that's going on. So the amount of non-zero Bitcoin addresses continues to increase. We've seen this news even over the course of last year after prices spiked and also continued going down. We've seen the charts as to the amount of people who are rapidly accumulating huge amounts of Bitcoin. And I think this is only increased by current events. I think this is also kind of it right here. Yes, it says cash transactions are almost dead in as Bitcoin, Ether, and Tether come to the rescue. So allegedly, I'm not there, but apparently what's happening is as people are unable to access money through ATMs or other means, apparently the amount of people new to the network in that part of the planet has apparently accelerated quite rapidly, and people are trying to access these coins, in particular Bitcoin, Ether, and Tether, to actually send money back and forth. If you are on Twitter at all, you may have seen some of the tweets. I think Vitalik Buterin retweeted someone's tweet from just about 2 days ago, who basically mentioned they are from this place. They do not have any money at the moment because of the banking situation. And because they accumulated cryptocurrencies 2 or 3 years ago, they are now actually able to buy things. And that money has allowed them to actually pick up their stuff and move. So, yeah, just a lot going on. I wish the world was more normal. And I wish cryptocurrency prices simply reflected the amount of accumulation going on, but alas, these are the hands we've been dealt. But yeah, that's also in the non-zero, people definitely upping their accumulation of cryptocurrencies around the world right now. It seems completely logical, especially as you want a very quick, easy, non-stoppable way for you to be able to move and buy food. Yeah. That's news. And let's move on. Also in the news, I don't even have to read through this one. The amount of buy the dip news was absolutely out of control. Basically, since we've seen, and I mean, it keeps happening over and over, and this is just one of the other really weird things that we've been seeing over the last couple of, and I dare say even years at this point. The amount of accumulation is actually a little bit scary at this point of how much whales are accumulating. We went over this last year as well. As prices were dropping, I told everyone, you normally only see this type of accumulation in any asset when people understand that something is going wrong. And I assume the going wrong was the high levels of inflation, which are also expected to also continue peaking because of the current situation right now, but also because of the low interest rate and many countries around the world having a negative interest rate. But even then, one of the things that I made sure to continuously tell you is that not only are these people buying up huge amounts of Bitcoin, they're doing it as the price continues to decrease and we keep seeing less and less amounts of Bitcoin on cryptocurrency exchanges. I don't have it in this video, but there was an article that came out just a couple of days ago. Maybe my friend sent it to me, and it had something to do with like the supply shock, and they were saying how they were basically baffled how it hasn't happened yet And that basic whales people behind the scenes are so coordinated right now with making sure that if prices do remain low, that behind the scenes they can accumulate as much as possible mathematically, however they're doing this, without setting off any alarms, if you will, for price alerts. Because normally people would get price alerts, hey, this sell wall has completely been eaten, and therefore, you know, prices are moving up. Do you want to buy now? You know, your auto buy is also on. But it's a really clever way of being able to, if you believe that Bitcoin is going to go up to $1 million, and Bitcoin is currently $38,000, you know, as the lowest price, you buying Bitcoin a little bit higher for $40,000 or $42,000 on the exchange means nothing to you. This additional $2,000 or $4,000 that you're paying means nothing if you believe you are putting in $40,000 and that will become $1 million. And this is happening across many different asset classes right now. But the buying the dip thing is really intense. You have to understand, once again, the significance of only 10% of Bitcoin being left up for grabs on cryptocurrency exchanges while these companies are continuously buying. And once again, more than likely, you and your friends are probably also buying every single day. I had to explain to someone before, they were saying, well, it seems a little bit weird, you know, because they are continuously buying, you know, 0.01 Bitcoin, maybe once a week, maybe every 2 weeks. And they were like, it doesn't seem like it would have any significant impact. You forget that if 100 people are buying 0.01 Bitcoin, that's an entire Bitcoin. If you're buying that twice a month and there are another 100 people doing the exact same thing, those are multiple Bitcoin constantly being taken off of the market. Based on current estimates, we have around 50 million people who are actively into the Bitcoin space, probably a little bit more now, every single day. Now imagine even if you just take 10% of them, and that's 5 million people who are actively accumulating that much Bitcoin every single day, as in normal people accumulating, not even taking into account the Michael Saylors and the Novogratz and the MicroStrategies who are accumulating 10, 15, 20,000 Bitcoin every time that we hear about them in the news. So I think this is all leading to something. I think we're going to see prices explode at some point, and it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, and they simply won't understand why it's happening. But we've been going over this for 2 years. How they've managed to, I mean, really accumulate such huge amounts while still making the market teeter sideways and or go down on certain days is, once again, I've said this like 5 times. I know we're going to have some kind of documentary about this in about 10 years. And we're all going to be like, oh, that makes so much sense, because just know that whales are buying huge amounts of crypto even as prices fall. This is probably even a better time for them to buy, because, you know, the lower the prices, the better they get. Anyway, that's the buy the dip news. Yeah, let's move on. Also in the news, it's getting cheaper to send Ethereum these days, as the gas price to push a transaction, what? That's a weird sentence, is more than 80% less than it was to transact with Ether 48 days ago on the 10th of January. On that day, Ethereum network fees were around $52. No, they were definitely a lot higher. $52 per transaction. And today, the average transaction fee is $10.26. That's still extremely high, but a lot better than the $800 transaction fees I was seeing before on Ethereum. While on-chain fees are cheaper, Layer 2 transactions have followed suit, dropping significantly during the last 7 days. It's a lot less expensive to transact with Ethereum network on the 27th of February, as average fees are down to $10. The last time network fees were this low was back in late August of 2021. I've definitely noticed transaction fees are a lot lower. Sometimes you can catch them in like $6 or $7 and it's like, woo, what a bargain. But the same thing is happening also on the other Layer 2 solutions that we have as well. I would assume this basically has to do with the other chains and the other things going on, because if Ethereum is to actually succeed, you can't have these network fees. If we have any inkling that as we transition to proof of stake, and we do, and then Ethereum still has $4, $5, $6 transaction fees, when every other proof of stake coin that is supposed to be a rival to Ethereum also has 1 cent, 2 cent fees. People are going to continue to move over to those network as we've seen before. But this is a step in the right direction. I would not be surprised if we end up hearing in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks that there is another layer 2 solution that other people are going to be using, because everything can't be on the main network anymore. And we need confirmation that not only has Ethereum 2.0 happened, but we actually have 5, 10, 15, 30,000 transactions per second, because, you know, $10 to buy a donut just isn't gonna cut it. Anyway, that's the Ethereum transaction fees continue to drop news. The craziest part is, if we see another ramp up in activity on the network, we're going to start getting news that Ethereum transaction fees are back to $126 very, very, very quick. It's so interesting. I wonder how these people, if you could take them now and give them a time machine 13 years ago, how they would redevelop these blockchains, because the idea of a transaction fee in general, I understand that it's meant to stop clogging of the network, or also to stop spam, not spam messages, but, you know, spamming the network and, you know, sending tons of 1 cent transactions like they were doing before for Bcash and many other blockchains to kind of knock them out. But I wonder if there's like another way to do that, as opposed to, because logically, as we are seeing it right now, it affects everyone who's trying to use the network. As more people are using it, the transaction fee goes higher. But that's a broken system that just won't work, because no one's going to be using any blockchain in 5, 10, 15 years to transact with anything that's $1 or around there. Or if you go to the supermarket and it costs $6.25, and you're like, okay, $6.25 and your transaction fee is $128 as well. Oh, I'm totally fine with that. It's just not gonna work. Anyway, that's the Ethereum news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in news, the team behind Shiba Inu has announced the upcoming launch of a token burning portal, okay, that is set to help cryptocurrencies community burn tokens in an effort to reduce its circulating supply. In an Ask Me Anything session on social media with Watcher Guru, Shiba Inu team member Archangel, these names, noted that when a new version of the project's decentralized exchange Shiba Swap launches, it will include a burn portal. The burn portal is set to make it easier for the platform's users to regularly burn SHIB, effectively reducing its circulating supply. Token burns are popular in the cryptocurrency space, as with demand remaining steady or rising and supply being burned, the token's price tends to rise as it's effectively deflationary. Sure. During the AMA, he said, we want to make the burn rate grow with the utilization rate of the platform. So if you think about it, it's kind of new utility. It's not, because many other blockchains are doing the exact same thing. It's just that Shiba Inu supply is so, I think it was like, what was it, 4 quadrillion coins or something like that? You know, it just shouldn't have ever been that many coins. It's about getting the supply slowly reduced as you use the platform. I feel like, isn't there a way to just simply lock up a huge portion of the coins? Like, I think the idea of the, or any community coming together to have to effectively burn their own coins is not going to be very effective. Do you remember last autumn, I think it was, where people were petitioning Charles Hoskinson to initiate some kind of a coin burn on Cardano? And he's like, no, it's meant to be a currency. Like, you're not meant to burn it as a speculative asset. And he was like, actually, we're going to make something that makes it so that there's a website where you can go and burn your coins. Because the idea that a lot of people have is, I want a coin burn to make my coins worth more. But then when you tell them to burn their own coins, they go, no, it has to be someone else burning their coins to make my coins more expensive, because nobody wants to burn their own supply. It always has to be someone else behind the scenes doing it. So I think, you know, there will be people who will definitely want to burn 1,000 SHIB here and again, maybe even 1 million Shiba Inu, which I think is like 25 cents, or I don't know how low it is, or something ridiculous like that. But I think it would just simply make more sense to do like an XRP kind of thing, where the community leaders basically have to get together and, you know, put a portion of their supply into a locked thing for the next 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Because, you know, I do, and listen, and I say this in the most honest way, years ago, if you had told me that Dogecoin was ever going to reach 1 cent, I would have laughed in your face for at least an hour until like my face was blue. Laughed at you. If you told me it would have hit 10 cents, 25 cents, 35 cents, or we were having discussions about it hitting $1, I would have been like, you are out of your mind. So in that same exact breath, I will say, I do think it's totally possible for Shiba Inu to hit 1 cent, especially as a coin burn continues. Maybe even the mythical 2, 3, or 4 cents for Shiba Inu. I think it's totally possible, and it's not out of the realm of possibility. But I think that more definitely has to be done for us to actually get there, because once again, as the kids are saying, this ain't it. I don't think anyone's actually saying that, but it sounded appropriate for that moment. I always forget to do this every single time. There we go. Yeah, that's the Shiba Inu news. Once again, I think this will definitely continue rising in price, especially if the market ever actually gets to recover. But I'm pretty sure it was 1 quadrillion coins. Correct me if I'm incorrect. But aren't there now like trillions of coins still floating around? And half of the supply was given to Vitalik Buterin, which I think he burned. He donated some and then he burned the rest of it. Wouldn't it just make sense to keep burning, like, you know, trillions of coins? That would definitely, listen, if you can get Shiba Inu supply down to like the hundreds of billions, we'd see a 25-cent Shiba Inu in no time. But it's just a matter of other people being willing to burn their coins. Alrighty. Let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. GBU Wally, formerly known as Professor Wally. Darren Davis, How's Life Austin, Jamie Saad, Blockchain Simplified, and let's move on. Chris, Hakeem Wilkins, Empire Queen, Stake It With Valor, Fudd, Wiser Mortified, Roman Geba, Bitcoin Ben, Arachno Dave, Tony Ambrosi, The Dealer's Den, Red Plump Tomato, Umnu, Wish Nikki, The Letter M, Not Brain, Captain Something and the Z-Waylay, Crypto Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy 655 and Carlos Was Like, Mobarazi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grolay, Lauren De Silva, Quarter to Biddy, Bare Bones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Nita Miracle, Paternoster, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banana, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Anima, Rita, Bibliophobia, Todd, Mullis, Adam, Graysick, Moha Maroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness Monks, Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. Thank you to everyone who left a like, a comment, has subscribed, or is still here listening to me talk about this ridiculous cryptocurrency market. At the moment, Bitcoin is at $38,336. See, it's not as bad as it could be. See, you know, we're down by 1.5%. It could be a lot worse considering the situation, but we moved up, slid back down, but the market looks like it's trying to move up in some certain sort of way. I guess we will be able to see that as the day goes. I thought I pulled the microphone out. I got really scared. As the day goes on, Solana is currently up by 0.72%, following this like up trend that we're kind of seeing right here. I think there was one coin that was like green. Yeah, Uniswap is up by 9% right now. No actual news as to why, but Uniswap is up by 9%. Anything else up? Filecoin is up by 2% as well. Wonderful to be a Filecoin. And whatever this is has completely, I mean, literally flatlined. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. How did that even make it into the top 48 coins? Alrighty. Anyway, yeah. I hope you all have a great Monday. I know people might have the Monday blues. I do get those. Is it actually Monday? Wait. Yes, thank goodness. I was like, oh gosh, watch it be like Thursday or something. Hope your day goes well. Hope it goes by fast. I know everybody just wants to not be at work and just be back home. Believe me, I understand. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope you're okay, and that is going absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.